One strategy I have been farming pretty much every single league is white maps Bestiary, so to no surprise my first big test this league is just that, but this time with a little twist. This league I have been farming it in red maps because of the addition of Harvest Beast and Black Morrigan to the core beast pool, but these can only appear in red maps. Now to be honest, I still haven't tested it properly, but I am 90% sure that all of the Harvest Beast and Black Morrigan can appear only in tier 14+. Unless you are doing it with Bestiary memories, then the guaranteed Harvest Beast can still appear in white maps. But that's not the topic of today's video, so let's focus on regular Bestiary in the red maps. So for the purpose of this test, I did 100 red maps, 50 of them were beach and 50 Ashen Woods. And I'm gonna talk about two different setups. One was the proper setup that I did in this test, and second one was how I was farming Bestiary for the first week, just to be able to afford my build, and now once I got pretty good single target, I started doing it this way. But let's focus on the proper setup, and then I'm gonna tell you how to scale it down. So again, I did 50 beach and 50 Ashenwood maps, mostly because Ashenwood and beach are right next to each other. Here you can see beach, here you can see Ashenwoods, and scrying, by the way, here doesn't really matter. I scryed the wrong map, so it doesn't really do anything. And this way you actually can sustain them pretty well. You still would most likely not sustain them 100%, but occasionally you will get some of the other maps. And I also favored dunes, race course, default cathedral, strand, shore, and that's pretty much it, because these maps are also pretty good for Bestiary, or maybe some other strategies. I'm gonna have them for the future. But if I favored beach and Ashenwoods half and half, I probably would be able to sustain them 100%. You're gonna see that in the results, how many maps I got. Now let's move on to the Atlas passive tree. And the way I'm gonna talk about these points is I'm gonna start with the most important points, and then I'm gonna move on to the least important, so that if you don't have all of the points, or you want to change something in a strategy, you're gonna know which points to remove. So the most important ones are of course the Bestiary points. So you want to take this cluster, this one, and this one. Also there are these two small points here, so you want to make sure you take all of them, because this way you have 100% chance that the Einhar is gonna appear in your map. And you want to make sure that you don't take Deadly Prey, because this one will give you a chance that some of the beasts will break free. And of course we don't want that to happen. For the families, you want to go for the Hunt for Farul, because this is going to increase chance that the wilds beasts are going to appear in your map by 100%. And part of the wilds are Black Morrigan, Wild Hellion Alpha, Wild Bristle Matron, Wild Bramblebug, and these are all of very expensive beasts. And most importantly, Black Morrigan is the most expensive right now, so you want to make sure that Wilds is your favorite. But things of course can change in the future. If let's say Vivid Vulture is very expensive, you might want to go for the Suns, or if Kirky Kimmeral is very expensive, you might want to go for the Deep. But currently Wilds is the best one. Now moving on to the next points, I would go for all of the increased chance that maps are gonna be higher, because this way you're gonna be able to sustain your maps. So we go for Shaping the Mountains, Shaping the Skies, and Shaping the World. And after that, be honest, it is up to you. If you have very good single target, you would go for the essence points. If you don't have that great of a single target, go for the altar points. And for the altar, we go for the red one, because this is just gonna give you very good consistent profit. If you want a little bit of RNG and you want to have a chance for divine altar, you can just take Eldritch Gateway and go for the Eater of Words. But we also don't really benefit from quantity, and these altars give you a lot of quantity bonuses, so this one is a little bit worse for the strategy in my opinion, so I will just focus on the red ones. And then again, you can go for the essences, but you have to remember that essence monsters and beasts sometimes can appear as the same monster, and they just get huge multiplier to amount of life, so it might be very hard to kill them. So you want to make sure that you have very good single target damage to be able to kill beast and essence monster at the same time. Now the next priority would be Heist, and this one I would actually take instead of the essences if I didn't have best single target and I was missing some points. So with all of the Heist points, you will not have 100% chance that Smuggler Cache will appear in your map, but it is somewhere around 50%, and also you will get Hack in your map whenever you open Smuggler Cache. And this way, if you have an item on Hack, you actually can have an additional aura. For example, early on, I was able to get my Haste aura from Hack if you give him equipment that gives him Haste aura, but now I am using Haste aura myself, so I don't really need it, but it is something you can take. And then after that, you just take points that give you a little bit of boost in your mobs, like for example shrines. I'm taking it here. If you have additional points and you don't want to take essences, you can go for Pact with Energy, and then you get increased chance that Nika is gonna appear in your mobs from here, here, and here. This way you're gonna get occasionally additional movement speed and increased damage. And I also went for Dance of Destruction. From experience, it actually increases my survivability because I'm killing monsters faster, which means I'm dying less often. So this is also a pretty good point. Okay, so again, just to summarize, go for Bestiary points. Remember to not take Deadly Prey. Take Hunt for Farul. We're going for red altars for consistency. Essences if you have very good single target. Heist for some additional free profit. Shaping, all of these shaping points for additional map drops, and shrines for reduced difficulty, and same reason we take Dance of Destruction. And if you don't go for essences, you want to focus more on Heist, I would suggest going for the Heist on map device. And if you want to focus more on essences, which is what I did in this test, you want to go for essence node, which takes 6 chaos each time, but it gives you 4 additional essences in a map. So for the map setup, again, we are going for Beach and Ashenwood. I would just alchemy them. If I had any bad mods, I would of course have to reroll it. Like here we have Reflect Physical Damage. That's something I would reroll. I also don't really like running with cannot regen life and mana, so I would remove that. And then we are putting 5 scarabs. First one is Bestiary of Duplicating. This one's just gonna, well, duplicate all of your beasts, and it doesn't cost too much. You are gonna get your money back just from the yellow beast, so this one's just a no-brainer. Then next one is Scarab of the Herd. This one is gonna give you 5 additional red beasts, and you can actually use 2 of them. So we're gonna put both of these here, remember to split them. And these basically give you total 10 additional red beasts. These actually make your maps way harder because there's just way more beasts. Normally when I was in the past farming Bestiary in white maps, I was able to just skip all of the bad red beasts, just focus on searching for tricky chimerals and just kill these. But because there's just so many red beasts in your map and you're also killing essences, there's just no way to skip all of these. So you're probably gonna have to kill a lot of useless beasts and then have to remove them from Bestiary. And then for the last 2 points, you don't have to take anything if you don't have that great of a single target, but if you want to increase your profit and you can handle it, go for Essence Scarab. And the last one is kind of up to you. You can go for another Essence Scarab, you can go for some other ones, but I decided to go with Stability for 2 reasons. First of all, it is very cheap right now. You can buy them for 1 chaos, and these ones I think go for like 3.5, maybe 4 chaos. And this is gonna let you get more corrupted essence, because now Remnant of Corruption can only resort in upgrading or transforming essences. And as of right now, the most popular strategy when it comes to farming essences is farming it in yellow maps with Scarab of Classification, which produces a ton of regular deafening essences, but it doesn't produce corrupted essences, and corrupted essences are pretty expensive right now because of this. And if you are doing it, make sure to not take Crystal Resonance. This is the biggest mistake that people do when they talk to me about this strategy. If you do this, the outcome of Remnant of Corruption can no longer be getting corrupted essences. So make sure you not take that. This is a very good point for yellow maps essences, and this is how people are producing so many deafening essences, but again, you cannot get corrupted ones. And because of this, deafening essences are kind of cheap right now, but corrupted ones are pretty expensive, so that's how we're getting our profit from essences. And on the map device, like I said earlier, you want to go for essence, which is 6 chaos. I have Peace Essence applied, Atlas Tree, and Searing Exarch Altar. So now let me show you an example of the map. So let's open it. And like I said, my build has a very good single target right now, so I shouldn't really have issues with clearing this map. But you can still skip some of the red beasts if you see that it is a useless beast. Like here, I could have skipped this bear because I know it's worthless. For the altars, you want to focus on chance for some additional currency from regular monsters. Here is a yellow beast. I always want to make sure I kill all of them. Here is first essence. And when it comes to corrupting essences, you want to always corrupt the purple essences, and when there is just a lot of other essences, you also might want to do that. I did it only when I saw like 3-4 essences or more, and at least 2 of them were shrieking essences. I'm still not too sure if it's worth doing it even this way, because Remnants of Corruption are going for free chaos right now, so you might not want to do that. Oh, here we have Tiger. Tigers, unfortunately, right now are no longer that expensive, but I was making quite a lot of money from them early on. Unfortunately, I died here, and these maps can get pretty hard. And this Tiger has a Soul Eater, I'm pretty sure. Takes a while for him to die. And now he is almost dead. Okay, and he's dead. So yeah, again, we want to make sure we have very good single targets. Some of these can get very hard. And this was not even that hard. There are some monsters that are essence and beast at the same time with like 6 essences in them. And they can be very, very tanky. Here we have Smuggler Cash. Just some free additional profit, map boss, and here you can see map boss just melts. So compared to a map boss, these monsters are crazy hard to kill. And let's clear map a little bit more. So this one has 2 shrieking and 1 screaming, so I would consider using Remnant on this one. Let's see if I get upgraded, and I didn't get upgraded, so I actually didn't make profit. Let's pick all of these 3, and here is another essence. I wonder if we're gonna get a single corrupted essence in this map. Fortunately, another death. Most of the times when I was clearing these maps, they would take me around 3 minutes to clear. So here there's a lot of essences. 2 of them are shrieking, but there is not a single screaming. So it's not that great, but still, let's do it. Oh, and I actually got 2 defending and 1 additional screaming. So it's not that bad. And here we have 1 more. Again, 1 shrieking, 2 screaming, so here I wouldn't corrupt it. You don't even have to do it. It's probably not even that profitable to do it this way. You probably should just focus on going for the just purple essences. That's it. It's also way simpler this way, and you have to buy less Remnants of Corruption. And here we have last one, and unfortunately it looks like this map I did not find a single purple essence. Usually you find like 2 or 3 of them per map. So you do get a lot of corrupted essences, but this one was unlucky. And now we can just leave them up. Let's see how much time it took me to clear this one, even though I died twice. Most of the times I would die 0 times, so it was a little bit less than 3 minutes. Usually it takes like 2.5 if I don't die. If I die or I have very hard essences, it takes a little bit more than 3 minutes. So that's basically the amount of time it takes. Now let's finally have a look at the test results, starting with the red beasts. So here are all of the black Morrigans. I believe I found 14 of them. Then here we have Cricky Chimerals, Vivid Watchers, Wild Bristle Matrons, Wild Brumblebugs, Wild Hellion Alphas, Primal Rex Matriarch, Primal Cyst Collars, Primal Crush Claws, Phenumal Plague Arachnids, Theric Tiger Alphas, and some Cricky Sun Speeders and Wolf Alphas and Lynx Alphas, which are not worth that much, but I still decided to include them in the test results. So as you can see, the strategy is already way fun, at least for me, than the white maps, because in white maps you would just hunt for the Cricky Chimerals and Phenumal Plague Arachnids, but here is just way more different beasts, so there's a little bit more variety. It is less RNG because you're no longer relying on just one expensive beast. You can also sell some of the other ones. So let's say I was a little bit less lucky on Black Morrigans, maybe I would get some more Brumblebug or Bristle Matrons or Cricky Chimerals, so it is more consistent this way. Now, in terms of the yellow beasts, I actually did not put all of them in the orbs because I actually like to use them myself. And here you can see all of the yellow beasts that I still have. These red ones probably came from the example map that I just showed. So here you can see a lot of yellow beasts. But I did put in orbs 60 of them just to see how fast it takes for me. And then I multiplied it by the amount of yellow beasts I found here so that we know how long would it take for me to put all of them in orbs, and I included all of that in the test results. And in total, I did found a little bit less than 1,000 yellow beasts, so it is quite a lot of them. And yellow beasts right now sell for 3 chaos per beast in bulk, but of course you have to spend 1 chaos for orbs, so you make 2 chaos profit per yellow beast. So just from the yellow beast, it was almost 2,000 chaos. Now from the other stuff, essences was also quite a lot of profit, and you can see there's a lot of corrupted essences, and I did upgrade every single essence that I had to deafening, except for the dread and envy, because these usually serve a little bit more as a shrieking. Now here we have just some random currency that I just used Excellence next to calculate how much profit I made from it. Most of this is just from the altars. As you can see here, quite a lot of lesser, greater, and grand embers. And I also found one Valdos box, but not a single divine orb. Here we have all of the maps. So you can see I did drop quite a lot of beach and ashen woods, and just from these maps I pretty much sustained, but I also favor some of the other ones like dunes and strand, and from all of these, counting all of the other ones, I definitely did sustain. And here we have some random maps. And we also dropped 5 Abomination and 5 Ziggurat because they, well, dropped from these 2 maps. And here we have some heist loot, so contracts. I only kept Deception. Here we have all of the blueprints, and we also have some fully revealed blueprints, which you actually can sell for a bit more. And I also kept Heart of Glory, which right now sell for 10 chaos per. Twins, I actually did not include this in test results. It's just the rarest one, but it's actually, unfortunately, not that expensive right now. Let's see how much it goes for, only 4 chaos, so yeah, it's not that much. And 40,000 markers. And that's pretty much it when it comes to the loot. So now let's have a look at the spreadsheet. So here I tried to make this as simple as possible, trying to fit all of that in one screen. There's a little bit more, but that's mostly because of the essences. There's just a lot of them. Here at the top, we have all of the spending. So how many maps I did and how many scarabs I used, how much money I spent on them, and so on. So in total, I spent around 3,000 chaos, which is right now 20 divs. And here we have price of divines. Right now it is 150. So if you look at this spreadsheet in the future, maybe divines are more expensive. You can just change it here and it should update the entire spreadsheet. And it took me 7.5 hours to do this test. And this does include all of the time I had to spend to put all of the beasts in orbs and also remove all of the useless beasts. And again, even though I did not put yellow beast in orbs, I still did include that time in the test results. But the reason why I didn't do it is not because I was just too lazy, it's because I actually use yellow beast myself. I'm just doing some beast crafting myself. Here's just some additional profit that you can make from gold. If you are interested in how much gold I made 630,000 gold, which is 6,000 per map, so 84,000 per hour. So it's actually not crazy amount of gold, but it is still something. And here we have all of the profit I make in each category. So from yellow beast, again, I did almost get 1,000 yellow beasts, so that's almost 13 divines, almost 2,000 chaos. Red beast, here we can see all of the prices, so if they change in the future, you can change it. Of course, it is a little bit RNG. I probably got a little bit lucky on Black Morrigans, but in the future, if I got maybe less lucky on Black Morrigans, I actually maybe would have found any Vivid Vultures, because here you can see I actually did not find any Vivid Vultures. So it is a little bit less RNG right now, but still, of course, at this point, you are relying mostly on Black Morrigans for your profit. In the future, probably Vivid Water is going to be more expensive. Maybe something like Bristle Matron or Helion Alphas are going to go up in price. It, of course, will change. So in Red Beast, I made 6,000 chaos. So in total, from all of the beasts, 8,000 chaos, which is actually around 50% of the total profit. Now for the essences, I also did put all of them in here in this category, just so if in the future prices change, you can just change them in here. I actually don't really like relying on PoE and Ninja prices. I just like to put them myself because this way I have more control. I know how much I'm selling for, if I'm selling in bulk, if I'm not selling in bulk. These are the prices that I put if I was selling all of these essences in at least 20 in one bulk sale. So in essences, 6,000, almost 700 chaos. Here is just some random currency. So this is basically this tab that I just put in Excellence next, just to see how much money I made from all of the currency. And here are all of the maps and high stuff that I would sell. So just so you can see here, from all of the favored maps, I definitely did sustain all of my maps. And you could also sell the non-favored, or you can put them on your Atlas runners. Abomination and Ziggurat in bulk are going for 80 and 120 chaos right now. And here we have Deception, Contract, Blueprints, and Heart of Glory. And what you can also do is some of the blueprints are fully revealed, so you can actually sell them for more. What I would do is I would just put them in my sell tab just for one divine. If they don't sell, then maybe 100, then maybe 80, 50, and so on. And eventually they should sell. Most of the time they sell for around 80 chaos. And here we also have some markers. So in total from Heist and maps, I made 2200 chaos. So for the final results, I did make 85 divines, which is 11.5 divines per hour, which is almost 1 divine per map. So it actually is still pretty good, considering this is a red map strategy in tier 16s, it's not tier 17. And you can definitely do it much faster if you have much better single target than me. I actually was struggling in these maps a little bit. And one last thing I want to talk about when it comes to results is actually selling all of this stuff, because usually people talk about that, like how hard it is to sell beasts or contracts. And now actually a lot of people don't know that you can sell beasts and heist contracts and blueprints in bulk on just trade websites. So it's actually pretty easy. You just go to the beast category here, yellow beast. Let's say you want at least 60 in bulk, just for chaos, search. Right now trade is a little bit laggy, but as you can see here, you can sell them for 3 chaos per one piece. Then if you want to sell, let's say, or buy Black Morrigan, you can do the same thing. So you can just put them in, actually people usually, oh, I put 60 here, so maybe like 5, and in divines. You can just put them in one tab and set the tab at this price. So here we can see the price of Black Morrigan, and so on and so on. And you can do the same thing with the heist contracts blueprints. Here you can just take all of the items of 83 deception contracts, check them in chaos, how much they go for, maybe at least 20 per, and we're gonna see the price. So right now people are selling them for around 5 chaos per. So you can just put all of your contracts in one tab, set the price for 5 chaos, and you should actually sell them pretty fast. It is way easier now to sell all of the contracts, blueprints, and beasts that it was in the past. So that was the Bestiary strategy. I am quite happy with the results. I'm also happy that now finally we can farm Bestiary in red maps. It was actually kind of annoying in the past leagues that it was mostly just white map strategy. It was kind of boring because it was very easy. Of course, you still can do it in white maps because of the prices of yellow beasts, just to farm yellow beasts and also some creaky chimerals. If you don't have that great of a build, you can still 100% just do it in white maps. But now if you have a very good build that can handle beasts and essences in red maps, you 100% should swap to the red maps. It should give you more profit, most importantly because of the addition of harvest bees, but also the altars and being able to sell some high stuff, because you're probably not going to be able to sell lower level contracts and blueprints from just white maps. So that's gonna be it for this video. Thanks for watching and see you next time.